G'day YouTube, Warbles on a lot here. 20 past 2, Sunday afternoon, 2nd of August. Here we see Dizzy, the disabled kangaroo with the paralysed right forearm and the avulsion wound on the right foot. And there is her footling. And there she is, scratching her armpit. Whereas, here she is eating a slice of bread. Are you having fun with that, Dizzy? Is it good? Is it good? Are you enjoying it? How is your foot? Well, there is the healing avulsion wound on the foot. It's got a 50% lower surface area than it had 1 month ago, and it was pretty much static for 2-3 months. So, Dizzy, would you like a fresh piece of bread? You're a good girl. Yes, you are. Okay, and does that mean that you're going to sit still while I irrigate your wound? There we go. Now I'm using very strong saline solution, and the saline solution is made up of boiling water poured straight into my garden sprayer, pneumatic pump up, totally plastic version. And I pour the salt in first, and then I pour the boiling water on. So what I wind up with is a sterile hypersaline solution that no bacteria can grow in. And then I squirt that onto Dizzy's avulsion wound, which she acquired the same week my son fractured the distal phalange of his right thumb. What's the matter, Dizzy? Do you want more, do you? And my son fractured his thumb on the 1st of April. And he's just spent the last month being able to work in his auto electrician's business without even a band-aid on his thumb. But he used to allow me to soak his thumb in hot, salty water, whereas Dizzy only allows me to irrigate the wound with the cooled solution. And she does not allow me to use peroxide to debride the wound, and she won't let me bandage it, and she won't let me use betadine. It's purely a case of saline. And there we see her milk-fed footling eating biscuits. And this is why I have a dozen kangaroos and wallabies visiting me for breakfast. It's because they grow up. No, Mummy wants that one. Oh, and Mummy wants that one too. They grow up with their mothers and their grandmothers explaining to them that I'm one of those harmless, friendly, good value humans. What for 10,000 years used to be a totemic human, and there was only one species per human sort of thing. But because there's not too many totemic humans around these days, apparently the koala told the kangaroos that they're allowed to share me with the swamp wallabies and the white-winged choughs and the satin bowerbirds and the currawongs. So if it doesn't sound too pretentious, the reason that I'm curing kangaroos of their avulsion wounds is because I'm apparently a shared totemic. That means I don't hunt their species, I'm friendly, I'm good value, and I'm worth hanging around with. And they learn that from when they're little. Warbles on a lot to YouTube. See? There's one of my white-winged chough totemics. And there's another one. And there's another one. See? It's very rare to have a single totemic species visit all on their own. There's usually at least two. And there she is, licking the wound, licking the salt off the wound and applying saliva, which debrides necrotic tissue. Right? It's really cunning. Kangaroos like the taste of salt. If you spray salt water onto their wound, they will lick the wound and their saliva will debride any dead tissue. And when there's no dead tissue there, there's nothing for any bacteria to grow in, and therefore they don't get infected wounds. See? I may be the mad scientist and the fool on the hill, but there be method behind my madness. Ciao.